Sorry.
Sir, I am extremely grateful to the honourable members who have spoken in support of the bill. As I mentioned in the opening remarks, the experience of Lok Adalats has been a happy one. Happy one because in the last 12 years, as I mentioned, about 1 crore 36 lakh cases have been resolved by the Lok Adalat mechanism itself. But we saw one or two shortcomings in the Lok Adalat system which we wanted to try and strengthen through this mechanism of this bill. The first was that some of the honourable members, Mr. Raghavan who spoke initially also mentioned that Lok Adalats were only meeting periodically. If you had a banking Lok Adalat, it could meet in a given place once a year. If you had for motor accident cases, it could meet twice a year in a given place. There was no mechanism where Lok Adalats could be available on a permanent basis. This chapter creates a new class of Lok Adalats, which is the permanent Lok Adalats, and therefore once these are constituted in public utilities, they would be available consistently throughout, barring holidays, around the year. Sir, before a litigant who has a grievance against any public utility, there are different courses which are open to him.
Quiet.
This bill does not seek to close down any route which is available to a citizen. A citizen who is litigious can actually go engage his lawyer, spend his money, spend 10 years in court and fight his cases right up to the Supreme Court if he so desires. That route is even today open to him. That route is not being taken away, no rights are being chipped away. Under Chapter 6 of this Act since 1987, there is a second alternative available to him that he can file his case. The judge, if he feels that this matter can be settled by a Lok Adalat on a request of any party or on his own request, can refer it to a Lok Adalat. The Lok Adalat will try and bring conciliation. If the conciliation fails, the matter will be again tried in court. This route is also open to a citizen. The third route is in form of special tribunals like consumer forums about whom questions were raised. You have with regard to railways, which you have forums, you have consumer forums, you have several specialized tribunals which are available to a citizen. He can go, spend his time and seek a remedy before those forums. This is a fourth fast-track cheap course which is being made available to a litigant, that if the litigant is, one of the two litigants is a public utility and the claim is against a public utility, our experience has shown that a number of authorities in their functioning at times become indifferent to even legitimate requests of citizens. It can be a demand relating to his electricity bills, his water supply systems, his telephone bills. Example was made with regard to a large number of cases of motor accidents which are pending. Mr. Raghavan made that illustration. Sir, my own experience has been that almost in every district of this country, there is more than one, at times two courts which are only dealing with these claims relating to, filed by relatives of those who have died in road accidents. These are all claims against the insurance companies. You have widows, you have young children who are asking for those monies because their lives are dependent on these compensations. And it still takes years before, against these insurance companies to realize those claims. And by the time they get these amounts after 8 to 10 years, the value of money and is of very little relevance to them. Today, by this bill, in all public utilities, we create a Lok Adalat. In smaller places, it may not be necessary to create a separate one for each utility. So for a group of cluster of many public utilities, you can have one Lok Adalat. And this is a fast track route which is available as an alternative route to a system. A citizen will move an application there. The authority will be heard. There will be an attempt at conciliation. And if conciliation fails, the authority will adjudicate and give an award which will be binding as a decree of a civil court and then transmitted to a civil court for its execution and implementation. Now, while deciding this dispute, obviously the authorities will be bound by principles of natural justice. They will develop their own procedures, but they are not bound by the strict rules under the Civil Procedure Code. But once it goes for execution, we must bear in mind that the respondent in most of these cases is going to be some government or quasi-government department which will have to honor decrees of these courts. So such situations hopefully will not arise, but if they do arise, this will be executed against that public utility through a civil court process. Now a question was raised, why are we making it binding? Sir, the idea is to provide an alternative route. It's an optional route. A citizen who doesn't want to go in under this chapter has the remedy, as I said, of a specialized tribunal if one is available, has a remedy of a civil law which is available, he has a civil court remedy available, a writ jurisdiction remedy available. He can try all those remedies, he need not come to those remedies. But instead of going to court, if he wants to avail of this remedy, this is one more fast track route which is available, and once this is adjudicated as a decree, as an award between the two parties, then obviously principles of constructive res judicata will apply between the parties, and he then cannot go about fishing and taking a chance before any other authority. The object is to provide a fast track, cheap route to a litigant, and if he chooses to avail of this route, obviously then he cannot be allowed to multiply litigation by trying alternative routes after this. Sir, a question was raised with regard to criminal cases at some stage should be brought into this. Obviously, sir, criminal cases may not be possible to bring under the Lok Adalat system in the first instance because adjudications, trials, etc. are required. But we have, as I mentioned in the discussion on the in the Civil Procedure Code, the government has already appointed a committee to look into the functioning of the criminal law system in this country. And one of the suggestions they are looking forward, in my interaction with them, I discovered, is how some of the smaller criminal matters could be compounded and those could also be encouraged. I'll just share one experience, sir. The Department of Company Affairs, which I look after, has thousands and thousands, if not lakhs, of company prosecutions. Directors of companies are prosecuted, they come all over the country and they attend to court hearings, and after years of prosecution, some penalty is imposed upon them. We tried this system 2 years ago of compounding, and we found in that amnesty scheme that we came about that most people who were violating various technical provisions fell in line, paid up the penalties. We were able to recover a huge amount as compensation, several hundred crores, but the government was able to collect as compensation itself, and we were able to compound. And when I looked at the figures where we had been actually able to procure a conviction against them, we found that in the last 3 years, except fines, we were only able to procure one order of conviction in the whole country under the Companies Act, and that order was also stayed by the appellate court. So this suggestion is very well taken, but I am sure when we come out with the reforms in the criminal law system, which the Justice Malimat Committee is looking into, we'll certainly have an opportunity to deal with it. In view of what I have said, sir, Mr. Vachani's objection that will limitation be saved, limitation will be relevant only in the matter of Chapter 6 conciliations, not in the case of permanent Lok Adalats, because this is an alternative route itself. After that, you have no other options which are available to you to go and litigate this dispute any further. Sir, one last question which had been raised was with regard to, Mr. Reddy raised this question with regard to the jurisdiction being 10 lakh rupees. Since this is being made available for an ordinary small litigant and not for large corporate houses to go and litigate under this permanent Lok Adalat, they have many other remedies available. We have for the present kept the cap as rupees 10 lakhs. But we have consciously in the enactment put a provision that the central government may by notification increase this amount in some cases. Now the cases which we have in mind, it's a practical illustration which has been brought to my notice. Today in larger cities like Delhi or Mumbai, housing boards would be covered under this. The cost of a middle income group flat also is more than 10 lakhs. Therefore, those disputes would automatically get out of those 10 lakh limit. So ordinarily the average citizen's disputes, it are small issues which are required to be disputed, but we will raise the ceiling in specific cases like the illustration which I have given to make sure that people are able to benefit out of this. With these few words, one last issue which was raised by the honourable member from the DMK when he said he would prefer if sitting judges were here. Sir, there is already an inadequacy of sitting judges. As far as the fast track courts are concerned, we faced two issues when the High Court started appointing judges. A large number of retired judges were not available, and since they were hearing cases of very hard crime, only session trials, the Supreme Court also felt, and perhaps rightly so, that the preference should be given to in-house judges, that is, magistrates who may be promoted on an ad hoc basis as judges of the fast track courts. But our experience of Lok Adalats all over the country has been, even in the past, that a very large number of retired judges have actively participated, and the composition of this Lok Adalat, we have said, is that it will be presided by a former judicial officer sitting or retired, and will have two other members who are experienced in the functioning of public utilities. For example, take an electricity board or a telephone company. Disputes with regard to billing arises. Now certainly we may require somebody with a technical experience and somebody with an accounts experience of these kind of authorities. It need not necessarily be an in-house man, but somebody who has an experience of this who would be members, and therefore after considerable discussion, we have decided that this perhaps to start off would be a good experiment to base this model on. With these few words, sir, I commend to this House that the bill be adopted by the House.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Minister.
Rupees. So that is the court fee aspect that our minister may clarify. Or if you got fixed court fee.
The court fee system, these are not claims. The court fee system under the main NALSA Act is the court fee system which will continue to apply, and under NALSA there is virtually no court fees which is applicable. You are entitled to make an application on a simple piece of paper. For example, you say my phone bill ordinarily used to be 4,000 rupees, suddenly I've got a 40,000 rupee bill. Now you have an option to go to court, you have an option to go to a consumer forum, or you have an option to go to this body and go to the Telecom Lok Adalat and have your dispute settled there. You need a simple application, that's all. In fact, Justice Mishra has been the patron-in-chief when this was started.
I'm sorry, I wanted to suggest one thing. I went to Gujarat in 1991. They presented a two-storied bungalow as the permanent Lok Adalat there. We had issued letters of request to other states. I would suggest to the minister that he may look for such gifts of house property where you can have permanent Lok Adalat system working out.
Sir, what Justice Mishra says, in fact, that's a model which functions today, that you have people who look after it available round the clock. And when I am saying round the clock, it means 24 hours that office is functioning. Even at night, they have at least one person there, because they find that from villages, people who work, etc., may want to come in the evening. And people even at 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock are taking advice and going away. So 24 hours, they have somebody available in that building in Ahmedabad.